Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hope your day is off to a great start. Unfortunately, the weather not really cooperating as we kick off the weekend. This is a look at Midtown Atlanta this morning. It is rainy out there. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Meghan Packer. Hope your day's off to a great start. Hope you had a chance to wake up with us and maybe join us earlier this morning for Atlanta News First Saturday. We had a lot going on this morning, so we just wanted to get you caught up on some of the top stories that are making headlines today. Maybe you slept in a little bit. Maybe you're just getting, waking up, getting going, looking outside, saying, oh man, it's raining out there. So we're just going to kind of lay low, take it easy today. We'll check in with First Alert Meteorologist Courteney Jacobazzi here in just a moment. She'll talk about that Easter weekend forecast and when this rain will move out. But here's a look at some of the stories that we are talking about today. Our top breaking story from overnight was a police-involved shooting that happened in the city of Atlanta. And here's what we know about it. It was in Northwest Atlanta. We know a suspect was shot and an officer was injured. It happened outside of a city sanitation facility on North Avenue. Police say around 4 o'clock this morning, they received a 911 call about a vehicle that hit a security booth. And this was outside of this city facility there. So an officer went out to check out what was going on, made contact with that driver. And that's when police say things took a violent turn and the driver really became irate. That's how they described it. They say the man got out of his car, started to assault the officer, and they tell us that the officer ended up shooting the man 2 times. So that man was taken to the hospital for treatment for the gunshot wounds. The officer had some superficial injuries. That's how officers out there were describing it. So he was also taken to the hospital to get checked out. He was not shot, though, to be clear. So again, to recap what we know here, this was a shooting early this morning involving an Atlanta police officer in Northwest Atlanta. The suspect was shot 2 times. The officer also taken to the hospital to get checked out for some superficial injuries. And the Georgia Bureau of Investigation is now being called in to investigate what exactly happened out there. It is Easter weekend, and Easter is looking a little different this year for churches in Troup County after that tornado hit last week. Bethel Baptist Church is one of the many buildings there destroyed by powerful storms and the tornado. The church's pastor says their building needs to be completely rebuilt, but that is not stopping them from celebrating Easter this weekend and from helping the community. The church is collecting supplies for anybody who needs it in their area. They have an event today, and they're also planning to be out there for an Easter sunrise service tomorrow. This is a story that will certainly have a lot of people talking. It's out of Buckhead. Atlanta police are asking for help finding the person who attacked a woman while she was walking to work. This is a look at the person that they are looking for now, picked up on surveillance cameras. This happened around 7 o'clock in the morning on March 30th. The victim here told officers that she was walking to work on Piedmont Road when the man pulled her into a parking lot, pulled out a knife, choked her, and tried to rape her. That woman did manage to fight him off. Police are working this case. They are hoping that this video helps bring them some leads. So if you have any information, you're asked to contact Atlanta Police, or as always with cases in Metro Atlanta, you can remain anonymous and call Crime Stoppers at 404-577-TIPS. All right, we all know that first responders' instincts don't just turn off even when they are off the clock. Maybe you're a first responder yourself. Maybe you have a loved one who is. An off-duty lieutenant who went to help somebody who was in a car crash ended up getting hit by a car himself. But Mark Quick will not get any workers' comp or extended paid leave from the Atlanta Fire Department because he was off duty at the time that this happened. So he is now working with the Atlanta Firefighters Association to pass a new law to always protect first responders. They're trying to get it passed by Atlanta City Council this month and then get it passed statewide during the next legislative session. If the law is passed, it would not help him, but he says he is just happy to push for it to help first responders in the future. So if you would like to help Quick during his recovery right now, we have more information about his story and about how you can help on atlantanewsfirst.com and in our free news app. It is Easter weekend. We know a lot of people are celebrating. Now, think about it. Have you spent a lot of money on Easter this year? The National Retail Federation expects Americans to spend $24 billion. The previous record was set in 2020 at 21.7 billion. So we see the flowers here. Maybe you're spending money on Easter flowers. We've got Easter food, gifts, and of course the candy. How much of your money has gone to the jelly beans, the chocolate Easter eggs and Easter bunnies? So hope everyone has a great weekend. Happy Easter, and try to stay dry today. So it is very rainy out there and it is cold. Courtney and I were talking earlier that this is a good fireplace day. So let's get you caught up on the forecast right now. I'll bring in First Alert Meteorologist Courteney Jacobazzi. She's got everything you need to know to help you plan for Easter church services tomorrow. Courtney, we need to know how to dress.
That's right. Yeah, definitely going to need the coat just about all weekend long. It is going to be a rainy one. This is kind of the view of what you're going to see most of the day today, and then heading into tomorrow morning, we'll keep some lingering clouds around, but overall conditions are going to improve pretty quickly as we head into Easter Sunday. So good morning, everyone. I hope your Saturday morning off to a good start. Probably a little bit of a slow start considering the weather outside. You might have, stepped outside your door to maybe go attempt to run some errands or let your dog out and said, oh my goodness, this is just awful. It is cold, it is wet out there, and that is unfortunately going to be what most of Saturday carries for you. We do have a first alert today to kind of give you a heads up. Today's going to be a dreary day. It's going to be a very rainy day, and we will watch for the potential for some flash flooding, especially north of the city. So let's talk about what's going on out there right now. Here's a look at first alert radar. Notice you can see that little box in the top of your screen there. We've had very few lightning strikes through the day today. We've had thunderstorms, but all of the activity has been what we call elevated. So its fuel source is not at the surface. It's higher up in the atmosphere. So when you get that, you'll hear thunder. You might see some lightning, but you don't typically get severe weather with that. We do not have a severe threat today, just very heavy rain. So right now we have this huge swath of showers moving in fact, some very heavy rain moving into parts of, it looks like Gilmer County up towards the Calhoun area, Pickens County, and we also had some heavy rain move through parts of Carroll County, Heard County, Troup County, the LaGrange area getting some heavy rain, pretty much all up 85 in parts of Coweta and Fulton County getting in on some of that light to steady rain in the Griffin area, McDonough, so Henry County. It looks like parts of Conyers and Covington just got a nice little batch of rain, so parts of Rockdale County. Taking you inside the perimeter, downtown Atlanta about to get another batch of heavier rain, all of that from earlier this morning, now up in the Johns Creek and Roswell area, and this is going to be a common sight through the day today, unfortunately. Now that the rain has kind of started, it's going to take a while for it to stop, and it's going to be a chilly rain. I'll explain why in just a second. But taking you up towards Dahlonega, Helen, Gainesville, Cummings, so Forsyth County, Cherokee County, Bartow County, y'all have already picked up a lot of rain within the past 6 to 12 hours. In fact, the past 24 hours, which most of this has fallen past midnight, so really the past 12 hours, picked up close to 3 inches of rain in Rome. I did hear from Georgia Power a little earlier this morning saying that some residents in Floyd County were actually without power. They were supposed to restore that around 9:15. Haven't gotten another update from them, but the weather already causing problems. If you're north of the city, where you see that green color, that's 1 inch of rain, and then that yellow color is 2+ inches of rain. Again, in a short period of time, with all the rain we've received the past couple of weeks and this wet pattern we've been in, it's not out of the question to have some flash flooding. So you just need to be really careful as you're driving around, especially if you live north of the city. Good morning, Wesley. Good morning, everyone. Hello. Yes, a cold day. So through Sunday, from now through really tomorrow morning, when we're going to clear out tonight, but just over the next 24 hours, we're going to pick up anywhere between another 1/2 inch to 1 inch plus of rain. Needless to say, it's going to be a pretty soggy Saturday. You pick up this much rain in just really under 24 hours. That's a lot of rain to fall. And again, flash flooding is something we'll be keeping an eye on. So our pattern that we're in right now is all thanks to a front that moved through the area, that moved through on Thursday. You might have noticed the temperature drop over the last couple of days. And we have this trough. And essentially what a trough is, that's that dotted line you see. It's just an area of lower pressure that helps add a little extra lift to the atmosphere. And you might notice that's where a lot of the rain is setting up, very close to that trough, north and west of the city. But that front is kind of trapping in moisture. Put the two things together, widespread rain for the day today. But then the caveat is it's not a springtime rain where it's warm showers where temperatures are in the 70s. We have an area of high pressure off to our northeast. You've probably heard us talk about this before. It creates what we call a wedge. Cold air damming is essentially the scientific phenomenon that this creates. And what happens is around an area of high pressure, wind rotates clockwise. So our wind coming out of the east-northeast is pulling in very cold air from the east-northeast up in parts of Virginia and New York and what I want to say, I'm saying Rhode Island only because of you. One of our digital guys is from Rhode Island, but you get what I mean. Up to the northeast is very cold air. We're talking 30s, 20s, and so that's the forecast, the air mass that we are under the influence of. So that cold air going to usher in, giving us this cold, rainy day. In fact, temperatures are going to hover in the 40s for most of the afternoon. We've pretty much already hit our high temperature today. We were at 49 for a long period of time this morning, and I think that's about as warm as we're going to get. I have the high temperature for today at 50 because there might be an off hour where we actually do hit 50 degrees, but for the most part, 40s is where we're going to hover through the day. As we head into the early afternoon, again, a first alert, that is a heads up for those of you who have anything to do today. Maybe you're trying to run some last minute errands for Easter Sunday today. Maybe you were trying to get out and do an Easter egg hunt today. Anything outdoors, unfortunately, is going to be pretty soggy and cold as we head through the afternoon. Now, we do have some events that are rain or shine, but we've been kind of saying it through the morning. I would just kind of check in with some of the organizers before you drive out wherever you're supposed to go and make sure the event is still going on. As we head towards 6 o'clock, it looks like we'll start to dry out. Rain becomes a little more scattered rather than widespread, also lighter in nature. And as we head towards sunset, so 7, 8 o'clock tonight, it looks like the rain will start to push out. So if you are maybe heading to Truist Park for the Braves game tonight, it looks like it should start to dry out after first pitch, maybe a few showers early, but otherwise, it's going to be dry for the game, but cold, very cold. Temperatures still in the 40s. It'll be breezy today and tomorrow, so you want to factor in the wind chill. It's going to feel a little cooler. Here's looking at your Easter Sunday forecast. So the morning, we're going to be in the upper 30s and low 40s. So 42 is the temperature for downtown Atlanta. If you're in our suburbs, you're probably going to be in the 30s tomorrow morning. And again, going to be breezy. We'll have wind out of the east-northeast still, anywhere between 10 to 15 miles per hour, so it'll feel colder. For those of you maybe heading to sunrise service up in Stone Mountain, the higher up in the air you go like that, the windier it can get, the colder it can be. So if you're heading to Stone Mountain sunrise service tomorrow, you definitely need the hat, the scarf, the gloves, all of it. And then as we head into lunchtime, we'll have a lot of sunshine, low 50s, and sunshine continues into the afternoon. So clouds will start in the morning. We'll have mostly cloudy skies for most of us tomorrow, especially from Atlanta southward, closer to that front. North of the city, skies clear earlier, but then we'll see partly cloudy skies through the afternoon and eventually mostly sunny skies before the sun sets in the evening. So a pretty nice looking Easter Sunday. We just have to get through this gloomy day today. And thankfully, our rain chances are going to stay at 0 through midweek. And really Thursday's rain chance, that has gone down since yesterday. We're going to be watching this low that's actually going to try and form in the Gulf and ride along the southeast, ride through the southeast, I should say, along the Atlantic coastline. That could bring us some rain Friday now. It's looking to be more of a Friday event. Until that low kind of develops, it's hard to pinpoint where it's going to go. So right now, we're looking at about a 50% coverage of rain on Friday. Depending on how the models handle this, again, right now it's just too far out for a first alert, but we might end up first alerting Friday. Just know right now, most of your work week will be dry, and we'll watch for rain on Friday. Could maybe linger into next Saturday. The weekends have really just been a target for the rain, so we'll hope that's not the case. I saw someone ask about the Masters. The Masters today, probably going to be pretty wet. I think Augusta's getting in on a little bit of rain right now, and that will just kind of continue through the day today. So more than likely, the Masters probably going to have to be postponed yet again. I feel like the Masters is always a weekend where weather is crazy. In my experience of being in Georgia for 6 years now, and my sports teams always covering the Masters, it seems like the Masters is just like a weekend where it is bound to be chaotic. So anyway, prepare for a rainy Masters Saturday. I almost said Sunday. Sunday will be a lot better. I don't know how they necessarily make up for that, but we'll see. So even if you're heading to Augusta today, or if you had plans to watch the Masters today, probably going to get postponed at some point. So here is a look at Atlanta's most accurate forecast. Today, that first alert for the cold rain, we have a 100% chance of rain. Everyone at some point today will see rain. Maybe not all at once, but everyone will see rain today. And it's going to be a cold rain. Temperatures really are going to stay in the 40s for the most part today. I think we've already pretty much hit our high temperature today. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be in the upper 30s and low 40s. So as you're planning your Easter outfits, they're going to need a jacket. They need to involve a jacket, a coat, a hat, anything, especially if you're heading out early in the morning. So it is going to be pretty cold tomorrow morning. Low 60s for the afternoon and breezy. We will see clouds decrease through the day, so we'll end up partly cloudy, mostly sunny right before sunset. And then as we head into Monday, for all the kids going back to school after spring break, hopefully you're able to enjoy that. You will need the jacket for most mornings next week, with temperatures in the mid-60s Monday, so pretty nice day. Still below average. We're supposed to be near 70 this time of year. We'll head back near 70 by Tuesday. Wednesday's the nicest day of the week. Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday looks mainly dry. If we do have showers, it'll be late in the evening past sunset on Thursday. And then Friday, it looks like rain does return, and a cold rain at that. It looks like we'll only head into the 60s on Friday. And again, we'll keep an eye on the progression of that. If the rain moves in so late that it's not going to impact your day, then we won't need to have a first alert. But if it looks like it's going to make your commute a mess, then we will definitely give you that heads up. But for now, just get ready for a really dreary day today. It is just nasty out there. Cold rain for most of your Saturday. Again, the rain should taper off by the evening. So if you have any later evening plans around sunset, 7, 8 o'clock, we will start to dry out. So you can get out and enjoy it, but it is going to be cold, so make sure to bundle up. All right, everyone. Thankfully, Easter Sunday looking a lot better. I know a lot of you probably have family that you're visiting. Maybe you're going to church services tomorrow morning. Maybe you're having lunch or dinner with your families. So tomorrow looks better, thankfully. We just got to get through this really cold and dreary day. Today's the day to kind of get all your last-minute errands done, maybe get some spring cleaning done, sit and just watch Netflix. If the weather ever gives you a reason to be lazy, I think that's a good opportunity to just be lazy. The weather today is allowing you to just be lazy. It's a lazy day. Unless you really need to get something done, then by all means go get something done. But today, personally, it's a nap day for me, maybe some hot chocolate. Kind of like a January day, right? All right, everyone. We'll catch you here next time. Hope you have an awesome day. Stay warm, stay dry, and we'll catch you here again tomorrow.